Hi nail babes, and welcome to my first video. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. So she came in with an old sculpture gel set that we're gonna switch into a new Apres set. So what I'm doing here is just removing her old gel, really just removing the old design and just thinning down the base gel. Since we're switching from sculpture gel into Apres, you don't really need to remove the product completely. You just need to make sure that it's thin enough so that the Gel-X will properly adhere. Here I'm going in with my cuticle bit from Atwood Industries, and this is sped up. So it looks like it's aggressive, but in real time, you'll see here in a second that I keep my drill bit parallel to the natural nail, and it's not really aggressive. It's lifting up that cuticle, taking everything off the nail plate, and getting that cuticle really clean, which is essential if you want any type of longevity on your nails. And then once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do that to all 10 nails. And then I'll start prepping with my sanding bit. So this client wanted Beetlejuice nails, so that's what we gave her. Since she came from a sculpture gel and is switching to an Apres set, we decided to cut down her nails so that they will grow out evenly underneath the Apres. Here, I'm just using 99% alcohol to wipe off the nails and get them nice and dehydrated. I don't use a separate dehydrator. I find that the 99% alcohol does just enough, and you will see throughout the video how dry her hands look, so it gets the job done. Here, I'm putting on a thin layer of primer. All you need is one thin layer, and I'm using the Luminary Nail Systems Gel Primer. I love it. It does its job. It does what it needs to do. It's here for the girls. It keeps those nails on. And then I'm following up with a thin layer of base gel. This is essentially to protect the natural nail. And if you get, just in case you get any air bubbles in your Apres set, you don't have to worry because the natural nail is completely covered. So this is just a very thin layer, and I'm not using the Apres gel. I'm actually using the Luminary Nail Systems base gel in Clarity. I love the adhesion. I find that it works easier. It removes easier. I just love it. So now I'm prepping the nails that we're going to be using with our Gel-X primer. And what that does is essentially, in layman's terms, it eats the top of the nail to give it a surface that adheres better. So this is like a chemical etch. So you replace filing the inside of the nail with using that primer. It cuts down on time. It saves time. I love it. I cannot live without it. And it's multi-purpose as well. So now I'm just going to put on the Apres nails. It's a little hard to see, but if you want an in-depth video of exactly my step-by-step on how I do Apres, slowed down, let me know and I'll go ahead and film that for you guys. But I'm using the Apres, I don't know what this is called, but I just call it my little stick, my light stick. I love it. I just really wish that it had an on-off button that actually shut the thing down so that the battery wouldn't always die. But other than that, it works great. It does what it needs to do. So far designed, it's relatively simple. But the few pieces of nail art are really effective. So after I'm done putting on all the nails on one hand, she's going to go ahead and put that in the light, and we're going to do a full cure while I work on the other hand. So I'm constantly working on one hand while the other hand is in the light so that I'm not wasting any time. That's a great tip for anyone that's new to the nail world and you find that you're spending a lot of time on sets, especially Apres. Just switching between hands constantly is a great way to reduce that time. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up the shape, and then I'm using that Apres Gel-X primer again to etch the top of the nails. And again, that's so I don't have to physically use a file and file the top of it. So for her index and her pinky, it's just going to be 2 thin layers of a black gel polish followed by a top coat. And then for her ring finger, we're going to do 2 layers of white, but leaving that without a top coat. And the reason I'm top coating in between, I usually don't do that. I'll usually top coat all at the end. But if I have like a simple design, such as just a plain one colored nail, then I will go ahead and top coat. Just so that I don't have to worry about fuzzies accidentally getting attached to them or anything like that. It's just a peace of mind, and it's not too hard to add that step in between. Her ring finger, we're going to do a drip design with some pinstripes. So to start, I'm using a neon green. I'm just going to use a dotting tool to dot 3 drips. That's going to be the bottom of the drip. And then I'm going to use a liner brush to connect those drips with swoops. No hard edges. You want to make sure that the drips look drippy and that there's no sharp edges, there's no squares. It looks organic. It looks like it could be real. And then I always add just a little extra dot. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other hand while that one hand is curing. There are plenty of videos out there on how to do drip designs, but if you want something more in depth, just let me know and I could film a quick short on how to do it. For her middle finger, we're going to do 2 thin layers of this brightish purple. I'll leave the links to everything down in the description box below, if it's available still. Most of these items are. But then on top of that, we're going to do a thin layer of a duochrome polish that changes from purple to orange. So back to our pinstripe nail. I'm just using my liner brush to do lines straight up and down. And yes, I always put polish on my thumb. It's easier. I'm not reaching for a palette. It's literally right there. I'm not removing my hand off the nail. I'm just moving my finger up, if that makes sense, to dip back into that polish. I feel like that helps me save time as well. And no, it does not mess up my nails. Since it's not cured, I could just wipe it right off. And my nails are perfectly fine. So I'm just finishing the pinstripe on these, and then I'm going to top coat all these nails. So I want to do a 3D effect on the drip nail. So after I top coat all nails, I'm going to go back to the drip nail, and I'm going to slowly build up the layers of top coat and flash curing in between each layer, just to give us that 3D effect. So essentially you take your top coat, dot it on, flash cure for like 2 seconds, and then do another layer, flash cure again, do another layer, flash cure, and then you can stick it in the light to do a full final cure. I only recommend this with clear polish because the light can still penetrate. If you do it with a colored polish, like say for example if I did it with the neon green instead, there's a high likelihood that it would not cure all the way. So for the thumb, we're going to do a black and white swirl design. So I'm just going to start off with a thin layer of white gel polish, and then I'm going to go in with our swirl. This was not easy. It was not easy. This is sped up, I think, at 10 times speed. It took me 5 minutes per thumb, but it was worth it. I have a great black gel liner that I used, so it did make my job easier. I only did 1 coat black. But then here is our final design. Let me know if you guys love it. If you're looking for anything specific, just let me know in the comment section. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.